Work will delay the progression of the saltwater wedge coming up the river by 10 to 15 days, but they say they have not been able to affect that timeline and put it out yet. It shows when the Army Corps of Engineers says the wedge will reach certain areas in the parishes that will be affected along the Mississippi River. It would get to Belle Chasse, they say, and then St. Bernard Parish next. But what does that mean for the water supply? Will it automatically become unsafe? It first has to be tested. St. Bernard Parish President Guy Mcinnis is joining us with more on that. And there's been a lot of, people kind of really worried about this. I mean, I said earlier on the show, you're waiting for one of those spooky movies where it goes bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, Eric, good morning to you and Leslie. So, this water, we test it every day, all the way down to Boothville. And, right now, as parts per million, right? And we don't want that parts per million to get up above 200 or 250. It becomes unsafe to drink at that point. So in St. Bernard, we're still in the 30s and low 40s. Belle Chasse and Braithwaite is the same way. When you get to Point Lahash, it's up, it's up around 250, 260. Yeah. So we monitor that every day. We're watching it come down up the river, if you will. And we're going to be ready. I'll tell you, the cooperation between all of the parishes has been amazing. The Corps has been amazing. They increased our date from October 8th to the 19th. That was a blessing in itself. So we're working hard in 3 areas to connect to the city, the reverse osmosis, and barging water here to St. Bernard Parish. So we're trying to get ready for that, to be able to take the delivery of water from the Corps here.
And Guy, where are the intake valves for St. Bernard Parish in the river?
It's right in Chalmette, and if you're from St. Bernard, you're right there across from the Water and Sewage Commission right there. So our intake is around 12 feet from the surface of the river. So that's a good thing. We're pretty high. As we know, the salt is lower in the column. So we're hoping to keep that salinity level below the 200 or the 250. I'm trying to get a solid number that we need to look for our residents. But we're asking everybody to stay as calm as they can be. When you go to the grocery, buy a couple extra cases of water. We're going to have water to distribute to our citizens in case this water becomes unsafe. And it's just one of those things. We're working at it on all angles, and we hope we're ready for it.
Yeah, as we said earlier in the program, it's not the water's not a national issue, so there's going to be water shipped in from all parts of the country. So there's no need to hoard it now. Or the Sewage Water Board here says, fill up some gallon containers and store some water that way. And what's the biggest question you're getting from your constituents?
People are now, obviously, they're concerned about their health. People with cardiovascular issues, kidney issues, they need to make sure they know what's in their water and the salinity level, because as soon as it gets to our intake, they should not be using water. So the health issues is the number one issue. Appliances and plumbing within your house, the state put out something yesterday, and we're asking people to call their manufacturers. Anything over a long period of time is going to be harmful to your system, to your health. We're hoping to mitigate this enough to where it's not harmful, and we can get some rain, Eric, up in the Mississippi Valley. We can get some rain. We all believe in the power of prayer. We need to pray for rain.
And this isn't the first time we've seen this. Back in the 80s, this happened to us before.
I've talked to a number of my friends. I was a young parent, 2 children in the home. I do not remember affecting anything and going through all of this. I guess, with the social media the way it is now, we're all more educated. We're updated on it more, but maybe back then people were going to the river and catching redfish, from what I understand. I just don't remember it. So with that said, we're taking this very seriously, and we want to make sure that our citizens have as least impact of this as possible.
All right, President Guy Mcinnis, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Hopefully they move that timetable back even further.
Yeah, they're working at it today, and we're waiting on that word.
All right, thank you very much.